your top 3 pictures.
Yep.
All right, give me a title for those pictures. Which one would you say is your number 3? 3 of the top 3.
This one here.
Okay, give me the number.
001.
And give me the title. What would you call that one picture if you had a title?
Coming together as a community.
Is that your title?
I guess.
Okay. Why is coming together as a community important to you in your top 3?
Because I definitely do not believe in racial separation.
Does racial separation exist in this community?
Yes. It does. Still to this day, it does. The racial separation, I see affects a lot of little kids because, so I've raised a lot of kids. I've been as a foster parent for years. I adopted some children. My daughters, I have 2 daughters that are married to black men, and I have biracial grandkids. And so I see a lot of stuff that happens in our community and our school here. You know, biracial kids are picked on sometimes. They are, you know, they are harassed sometimes because they have a black dad and a white mom. And you have white children sometimes that their parents are racist, you know, and so that goes over into their children. And that is why this picture means so much to me, because we need to come together as a community and as a nation and as a world, because it's tough enough the way it is. It's just tough enough the way it is. So if we don't come together, then we're going to be separated, and that's not the way life needs to be.
Today, we're going to be looking at your photographs.
Well, I wanted to try to capture things that showed how the neighborhood has started to improve. To me, I wouldn't trade it for any other community in Muncie, even though all the faults it has or problems, it feels like home to me. And that's the best way I can describe it. It's like I feel like people care there, even though they're not wealthy. Most of them have, you know, modest means, and it just feels like people care. Like the Morning Star Church, I took that picture because it's a church that helps a lot of the community. They have like food pantries, and they have like, they used to have breakfast on Saturday morning for people to come in and eat a hot meal. I took a picture of the Habitat office, and they're getting ready to relocate down the street a ways on Hoyt.
Okay.
But they do a lot for the neighborhood as far as rehabbing houses,
Okay.
and getting people habitat homes. Like, they do a lot of that. The one of somebody cooking for the meal on Thursday.
Okay.
That was one of the events when I first started going to Avondale Church. A friend took me there. That was the one thing that I really enjoyed.
Are you now more comfortable taking pictures?
Yes. Than when we first started, yes. And this kind of gives me confidence to see my pictures, because I was afraid a lot of them wouldn't turn out right, and then I'd be in a mess. Confidence after seeing my pictures, because they show that I did take them fairly well, that I did a pretty good job getting the focus and getting the pictures clear.
Well, yeah, because now the garden, are at the community garden with the pavilions, because we're doing it to get the people to have a place to enjoy, because it's going to be a perennial garden, and the little picnic area, and we want a game table, and another little pergola that has cell phone charging areas in it. So yeah, this is what we like. That's what I'm glad to see come into the community.
What do these photos as a whole say about your community?
Progress. Trying to step up to help educate and beautify and serve a function.
And give me number 2.
The 026.
Okay, give me a title for that.
The homestead.
The homestead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
024.
024. So 024 is your number 1 image that best speaks to the theme that you've been photographed.
Right. And
Okay.
that's the Sparkies.
Okay, so the title is,
Sparkies.
and what is Sparky's?
It's the greenhouse. Sparky's Corner Greenhouse. That's my nickname. I'm Sparky.
And why is Sparky's Corner Greenhouse so important to the issue of revitalization?
Because again, it produces flowering plant material, it feeds and beautifies the neighborhood. I guess that's the best way to put it is, it feeds and beautifies the neighborhood technically.
So right now, what's your number 1?
Okay,
You
that
call
was
that one Issues of Life.
issues of life, because this community, Thomas Avondale, Thomas Avondale has a lot of issues. I mean, there are people, like I said, who's just come like drugs, the addiction, there's homelessness, and they also have a lot of success stories as well. People who are in the community here just want to raise their children, and there are people who church is a very vital, important part of their life, and they find refuge from the day of the week of, from working overtime, or having to deal with somebody who in the family may have had an overdose, or somebody who's in a rehab, or somebody that had to go to prison because their addiction caused them to be a thief, or steal or some people because they're not, or people label them as criminals, but because of situation, their addiction, and it caused problems. So, and this church right here, like I said, it has several months ago, it had like Union Chapel. They came and they worked with the Thomas Avondale community, and they had like a big fun field day with the children and everything, and they had like where you throw the water, the dunking contest. They had food, and they had music, they had basketball, so it was like really, really beautiful. So it was in their parking lot, so a lot of people in the community that came out and they really enjoyed themselves, and so it's something that they do every week, feed those in need. So it's like just right there. It's a place of refuge for people who have issues.